This kid told me he was falling in love with me. Excuse me? What? You're what? Like, well, let me clean my ears there. Hey, beautiful people. I feel like I look a little crazy and not really put together, but we're gonna work with this, okay? My whole like lighting camera setup was like not working. It was falling, but we're good. We're here. We're thriving. We are great. I think it's fair to say that 2020 into the beginning of 2021 has been a lot, to say the least. A lot. I mean, it's been more than a lot. It's been crazy. It's been traumatic. It's been, I don't know the word for it, but we'll just call it unknown. It's been the unknown. Honestly, we don't know. We still don't know. It's just unknown, right? But there is something I will say that it is. And I think a lot of other females will agree with me when I say that it has been ghetto. So ghetto to date in this pandemic. Now, if you're gonna be a Debbie Downer and be like, girl, you shouldn't be dating in a pandemic anyway. You should be focusing on yourself, blah, 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 stay single, blah, 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 blah. Let me stop you right there, because your girl has been single for 10 months prior to the pandemic. So, okay. And I wouldn't say that I was actively looking to date people like, obviously we couldn't go anywhere, but you know, sometimes it just happened. People just came my way. So in this video, I'm going to talk about why dating in this pandemic was #ghetto. For starters, the most obvious reason is that we were in a lockdown. We couldn't go anywhere. And I mean, I don't know about anywhere else, but I know New York's lockdown was like, because there were people still doing whatever they wanted to do. I for sure, you know, took it for real, and I actually locked down, quarantined, didn't see nobody, okay? To this day, there's still a bunch of people I have not seen. But anyways, we were in a lockdown, so you couldn't really go anywhere if you know, were dating someone. Normally it'd be like, all right, y'all, they'll start talking for a few days, and it's like, all right, let's go do this. Let's go bowling. Let's go to the movies. Let's go to dinner. Let's go to an arcade. Let's, you know, all this fun stuff. But I mean, I guess the most you could have done was go to a park, which, I mean, I guess is not bad, but here's the thing. If y'all don't even live close to each other and y'all have to decide on a park, then you gotta take public transportation and this and that and that. And when you're trying to like, not really be around all these other people, it doesn't really, you know, mesh well. My hands are doing the talking right now. So you might say to yourself, okay, we can't go anywhere. Lockdown. All right, cool. We can do FaceTime dates. Right? That's what I thought. That's what I was thinking. You know what I mean? However, these men, these New York City men, beg to differ. It's like they don't use their brains. I don't know. I feel like if you are talking to someone and you really like them and you're limited on going out, you guys can't really go on dates or whatnot, you would do the next best thing, right? Which is FaceTime and have FaceTime dates. Like, you know, I mean, even if it wasn't like a date day, like you guys didn't plan like a romantic FaceTime dinner or movie night or whatever, which is so cute, oh my God. But if you didn't plan that, like even something simple as a FaceTime call from time to time. And when I say time to time, I don't mean like once a month, okay? Because this is where I segue into a story. Someone I met during this pandemic, actually didn't even live in New York. Let's just start there. Went back home because of the pandemic or whatever, so was now living in a different state. Would claim he would say how much he liked me, this, that, and the other. But ask me how many times we've spoken on the phone, how many times we've had a FaceTime call. And you know, I mean, I at first wasn't like being any type of way about it. I just noticed it. But I did eventually say something after like 2 months, because it's been 2 months and we FaceTime maybe 2 times. Like, it's just kind of weird to me. Actually, it was 3 months. 2.5, whatever. So I brought it up and he was like, okay, we'll do it more. And then after that, it just still didn't happen. Over the course of the time I spoke to him, which is probably like 3.5 months maybe, we FaceTime about 5 times. 5 times. Another reason why dating in this pandemic was ghetto, #ghetto, is because y'all men were confused. apparently y'all don't know what a lockdown means. Apparently y'all don't know, what like social distancing means, you know what I mean? And here's what I mean by that, okay? Like I said earlier, it's fine, to want to walk through the park and stuff like that, but like, why I came across ones that were like, you should come over. What? I should what? Now, listen here, because pre-pandemic, that line never worked on me. So I don't know why y'all thought it was gonna work during a pandemic. I think what a lot of guys wanted was someone to cuddle with. Maybe they wanted a buddy to talk to when they got lonely at night. I don't know. Listen. If that's what you wanted, just be straight up about it. Say that. You know what I mean? But don't hit me with the you should come over. Because it's not gonna work. So now, speaking of messages that were being sent, reason number 3 why dating in this pandemic is ghetto. Y'all just don't know how to talk. Y'all don't know how to hold a conversation to save y'all's lives. Like, it's not that hard, but it really makes me think like y'all are just high-key boring. like y'all need to actively be doing something in order to not come across as boring. Probably it like distracts the female from seeing how boring you actually are. Like, for example, let me make this make sense. If you suggested that the date was at an arcade, the female's gonna be all focused on, well, if she's competitive like me, on trying to beat you at the games, so might not really notice that there's not a lot of conversation happening, or just might be a bit distracted. Whereas through a conversation, through a text conversation, it becomes more abundantly clear that you are boring. So you know what I mean? Because when all you can do is talk to each other, either over the phone or FaceTime or texting, and that's all y'all got for a few months, now a year, because I don't know. But anyways, like, that sucks. So the conversations were very, very boring for the most part. And like, you know me, I like to talk. I am a talker, okay? I am such a talker. I'm a very high energy person. So it's like, if you can't match that vibe, it's like, bye. And the last reason I'm gonna get into today about why dating in this pandemic was #ghetto is that y'all men were saying some crazy stuff. Like, I don't know what y'all was drinking, what y'all was eating, or how this pandemic was getting into y'all's heads, but child. Because I know y'all say things to a girl just to say things, but this time around it was a little bit much. It was a bit crazy, okay? Now y'all know I got an example for you. For instance, this kid told me he was falling in love with me. Excuse me? What? You're what? Like, well, let me clean my ears there. Because how? We don't have in-depth conversations. We don't video chat. How? Like, so you fall in love with me through social media. I feel like that's just lust. That's lustful. But yeah, y'all get my point, right? Like, I feel like the men just got really lonely during this quarantine. Like, we all got lonely, but I feel like the women handled it better. We might have handled it a bit better because the men was getting so lonely. They just would say any and everything because they were losing all their senses. That's what I believe. If you disagree, that's fine. But through my experiences, that's what I'm gonna say. That's what I think. Even though this goes without saying, I'm gonna say it anyway. I did not date the whole state of New York while in a pandemic. There was just a few pickings, so bad, that came across my way. And yeah, they've made dating in this pandemic talking in this pandemic very interesting. Like, I'm not even gonna give them the status of saying dated, like talked. Okay. But yeah, like, the ones I came across were, some of them, they just probably wouldn't have liked me in person because I'm very expressive in the face. And if they pulled what they pulled through messaging, like in person, the faces I would have been making, they would not have liked. So maybe it's a good thing this happened during a pandemic. But hey, it is what it is. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this video. Make sure to subscribe, give it a thumbs up, and comment down below. I really want to hear if you guys have had any crazy pandemic dating or talking talking things that you have been through during this pandemic. Like, I want to hear your stories. I need a good laugh. But thanks again, and I'll see you guys in the next video.